Hi guys, it's Sarah from Losing It For Me 42 with my, I'm not sure what week. Here's a poll for you guys. After a year, do you really care if we list the weeks? Let me know, because I think a lot in this community would be very interested to know if you don't. If you don't care, if you're I'm almost 2 years out, so it's like 90-ish weeks, I feel, at this point. I should pay attention because my 100 week would be like something to celebrate, but like, do you care at this point? Let me know. So I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy, or VSG surgery, on October 26, 2016. My high weight was 389, and that was in April of 2016. My surgery weight was 324, so that I lost 65 pounds pre-op. My all-time lowest weight was 209. My highest regain weight was 225. I started my 100-day challenge to my 2-year surgiversary, which is in October 26th. Today is August 3rd, 2018, and I am on day 84, I think. So last week I came at you at 222, so I lost 3 pounds since the start, which was like that Wednesday or Thursday, so like only in a couple of days. And today I come at you at 221, so on the dot too. So exactly 1 pound lost for the week, on the dots. I'm okay with that. I really stayed the same weight all week, and that was really kind of frustrating for me, because I jumped up last Friday to 222. I had seen 221 from like, I don't want to say most of the week because it really wasn't even a week, but I had seen 221, and then I jumped up to 222. So yeah, I jumped back down after Friday, of course, jumped back down to 221 and kind of just stayed there for most of the week. And today I actually got all the way down to 221 exactly. I've been really steady. I'm the queen of fluctuation, and the fact that I've been really steady is very odd and weird for me. Like getting on the scale and seeing the exact same number day after day, I'm like, I don't understand this. I usually have like a wild fluctuation of a couple of pounds. Nah, that could have been my scale issue. Well, let's just say that. God knows how long that's been going on. I feel like I've had a lot of scale issues, but that could have been a scale issue. Who knows? So yeah, I've been on plan all week. I'm doing meat and veggies with little to no processed foods. Like yesterday I was on the road all day, and I was like trying to figure out what I was going to eat, and really I ended up just getting a couple of protein bars and eating those. Not my go-tos, but I wanted something that wasn't going to upset my stomach because I was literally away from the house. I drove for 4 hours total yesterday, so I was like, I don't want anything that's going to upset my stomach. And though they were like whole food options, it was like hard-boiled eggs at the convenience store, and I was like, sometimes those have made me sick. So yeah, I went with the safe option. And it seemed okay because I had 2, which was, again, that I don't usually have 1. 2 is really high for me. And I lost 0.2 pounds. So I think it's okay. But I'm staying away from processed foods. I've had a tiny bit of alcohol since I've started, but I haven't had like a lot of alcohol. I've had like a cocktail. Like I went to a bridal shower last Saturday and I had a rum and Diet Coke. So and that's all I had. I had one. I didn't have any cake. I didn't there were plenty of oh boy, were there a lot of dessert options, and I didn't have any. The cake was cannoli cake, and everyone was saying how delicious it was, and I'm like, no, I'm good. I've been really good at staying good, which is very good, I guess. Kind of unusual, especially with the scale not moving as drastically as it normally does when I kind of do meat and veggies. When I do meat and veggies, I usually lose 5 pounds in a couple days, maybe a week. So the fact that I've lost 4 pounds in 2 weeks is a little slower than normal, but I'll take it. I'll be incredibly happy when I get back into the 2 teens. I think that is definitely a big goal, a big milestone is getting into the 220s. It's fucking scary. 225 scared the shit out of me. So getting to the 220s will be a lot better. And when I get past the 220s into the 210s, that'll be even or getting out of the 220s into the 2 teens will be great. But getting out of the 2 teens into the 210s will be even better. I'm shooting for my ultimate goal, so if you haven't watched, I'm doing 100 days, a challenge for myself for my 2-year surgery. So however many days, 80, so 19-ish days ago, I started a challenge, 100-day countdown to my 2-year surgery, and that I want to get to 189 by my surgery. So when I started the challenge, I only had 21 pounds to lose, and then I found out my scale was all funky and I actually had 27 pounds to lose, which is a lot higher and a lot more of a stretch. So I'm not giving up hope. I'm staying on plan. I'm staying on track. And honestly, if I can get down to 209 again, I'll be happy. If I can get to Wonderland, that'll be great. But I just really needed something to reinvigorate me in my losses. To really help me stay on plan, stay on track, to really pay attention and make better choices. I think the number one thing I saw happening with me was that I would let little things in all the time, and that the little things would grow. I could have low carb wraps. I could have low carb wraps once a day. I could have low carb wraps. I could have low carb wraps several times a day. And it was just these were things that aren't necessarily bad, but I was having an excess of them. Bean chips. You all know me and my bean chips. Love them. They're not bad, but when you eat them all the time, they're not good. So I was doing a lot of that, and I just needed to clean up my diet. I needed to get back to what works for me, which is meat and veggies, and it's not 100% sustainable. I'm well aware of that. I do need to have a protein bar on occasion. I do need to have a wrap on occasion. I do need other things that really kind of just balance things out and make when you're faced with do you have a cookie bar or do you have a protein bar kind of thing. That's really kind of now where I draw the line for that, is I don't go without completely, but I go is this really my best option? And I look at all the labels and I try to make sure that what I'm choosing is really not going to be terribly bad for me, and I make do, because that's really what a lot of this is about, is finding what works for you. It could be miraculous for other people, but if it's not sustainable for you, it ain't gonna work. It's gonna be like everything else, where you lose and then you gain. So finding something that works and is sustainable and you feel okay on, is important. And for me, focusing down on meat and veggies is really hard. It's not something I can do by itself, but I can do it for 90% of the time. And I'm like, if I can do it for 90% of the time, I think 10% is okay. My problem is that I was doing it like 10% of the time. And I was letting all of these like low carb, not so terrible for you things into my life all over the place. And it was just like, meh, not working. So I was going to fast next week for 5 days for a couple of different reasons. One, I was super frustrated with my weight. Two, I have had a really bad flare. I've had a fibro flare, and then I had a really bad flare of my neck. And I'm kind of considering still doing that for autophagy. Autophagy is the process of your body eating itself, which is a good process for rejuvenation and getting rid of inflammation. Look it up. It's part of fasting. Fasting is very beneficial and has a lot of like other benefits. Weight loss is not typically one of them. You will lose weight, yes, but you tend to gain like that weight right back. Most of the weight you lose is literally the physical food inside of your body. And once you eat again, that weight comes right back. So it's not really a great thing for sustainable weight loss, but because I was not seeing any movement on the scale really, I really felt like I should do a fast to kind of jolt my metabolism into action. Now, I'm getting shit sleep. I'm getting a ridiculous amount of daily bombardingly stress. Ridiculous amounts. I have so much going on, and just my head feels like it's going to spin off sometimes. And I know that has a lot to do with my weight and my weight not moving, and like I should be nicer to myself. But I'm on a countdown here. I don't want to be nicer to myself, but I know I should. Part of me also, like, this is life. My life is stressful. I always have something blowing up. So it's kind of like, if I can't do it now with this going on, like, if I can't figure out how to do this while everything else is going on, I feel like I'm not going to be successful long term, because this is my life. My life is barely ever not stressful. I just tend to have that kind of luck. So trying to stick to it and learn, and also not use the stress as an excuse to eat, and not use the pain as an excuse to, just go, fuck it, I'm in pain, I just want to make myself feel better, so let me eat all this food. Honestly, I got to 225 and was like, fuck, no. And now it's a lot easier to say no to pretty much everything, because I was like, yeah, that's how you got to 225. Like, yeah, you might have had a couple of donuts, like miniature donuts at like a sales meeting, and it's like, yeah, you did that. You know what? That got you to 225. And it's not like I'm beating myself up for getting to 225. I'm just holding myself accountable. Like, these are the actions that lead to weight gain. And it's like, it seems all innocent in the moment, but I have to remind myself that these are the exact actions, these tiny little things that I do all the time, are the exact actions that get me, like, gaining weight. And I'm still not as comfortable in my clothes as I was. Frog. I'm still not as comfortable in my clothes as I was. Like, I'm feeling better. Like, I'm definitely feeling a little bit better, but I struggled this morning. I struggled so hard this morning getting dressed for this sales meeting that we have today because, like, I didn't like how I looked in pretty much everything I own. And I know that that's a head thing and it's probably also, like, premenstrual, but, like, I was like, I hate everything. I hate everything. I tried everything on. I'm running late because I tried everything on. But I absolutely hated everything. So I'm hanging in there. It's difficult. It really is. I'm having a really hard time, like, just keeping my head straight. I'm doing okay with eating, and that's been good. That's been a really nice, bright spot in all of this chaos. And I'm feeling very good about it. So I think things will go well. I think there's a lot of opportunity to improve, but I'm just trying. It's like there's a little glow at the top of the camera, but I'm just trying. I'm trying to stay accountable. I'm trying to stay, like, in with my head straight and in it, and it's been hard. Staying on plan has been relatively good. Like, I've had a couple of smudges. Like, I had a banana one day because my blood sugar got really low, and that was the only, I don't know what this glow at the top of the camera is. I had a banana one day because my blood sugar got really low, and I didn't have any other fruit in the house, because my boyfriend eats bananas, so he had the bananas. And I was just having kind of like the beginnings of the shakes. And I've noticed, like, I wonder if it's coming off of a lot of the carbs, but I've noticed that I've had more hypoglycemic episodes of late. So I haven't had any, really, not a ton, since surgery. Even before, I feel, because, like, being low carb for a long time, my blood sugars were really, really steady. I really feel like coming off of, like, a higher carb thing has kind of triggered them a few times. So I had a banana, and I've had, like, you know, cocktails on occasion, but nothing extreme. And it's just, I don't know, I feel very in control of my eating. I'm not upset about eating the banana. I'm not upset about the cocktails. I'm not upset about, you know, eating the protein bars. Like, they're just part of this. Like, you know, you can control so much, and this is, like, I'm like, those were okay options. Like, I made sure that I had a alcoholic seltzer, so it was really low calorie, really low carb. And then I had Diet Coke and rum, which is, again, really low, like 0 calories. Well, not 0 calories. The rum has calories, but, like, 0 carbs and very low calorie. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to do as best I can. I'm not beating myself up for anything I've done. I don't feel bad about anything I've done, and I'm like, I'm just trying to make good options here, good choices, like, whatever's available, and to not be an asshole. So, an asshole to myself. And I think I'm doing really well at that. I think that this challenge is really helping with that and really helping me stay true. Because every time, like, I think about something, like, we had a birthday party at work, and they had these gorgeous looking tiny cupcakes, and they were like coconut lime cupcakes. Oh, they looked amazing. They were like from this amazing bakery, and I was just like, nope, I'm good. And the thing that I go, like, I have have a mission, I have a goal. And I think that that's been missing for a long time. I think because, like, I got to a point where I stayed steady for so long that I really kind of lost that mission, lost that goal, lost that thing that helps keep you accountable and on point. So I think having this is going to be very helpful. And that it's not so short of a time that I feel a lot of stress and pressure to attain, reach it right now. I think a lot of the times when I do month challenges, I get so stressed out about how little time I have to accomplish a goal. And I think that just really, messes with my head a little, and I usually fall off plan after the first week. I do really well the first week, and then the second week I'm like, I only have 3 weeks left and I'm never gonna get this is never gonna work, and then I fall off plan. So I feel like having 100 days is good in the length of time, because I feel like I don't have to pressure myself to lose all the weight right now, and that if I have a week where all I do is lose a pound, I'm not having an absolute breakdown over it. And yet it's not long enough that I feel I don't need to be good right now because I can be good later. I can eat like an asshole for this week, and then next, for this month, and next month I'll tighten things up real strong. No, I feel like it's just the perfect length of time for me, where I have a goal up here in my head and I feel like I have to hit it, but I don't feel like an overwhelming amount of pressure to hit it. So I think it's working, which is great. I'm really rather enjoying it. Other than that, I'm just kind of getting through my day one day at a time. Follow me on Instagram. You know some of the shit that's going on. It's nuts. It's crazy. We are currently moving, and we have all sorts of stuff going on in our own place, and then we're trying to find a place, and we have places to see this weekend. So wish us luck. And I will talk to you guys next week. Bye.